Yes, hello, what we saying? I'm back again because I couldn't find anyone, so I just drafted in the next best option last minute. But welcome everyone to Ero PC Numero Dos, and today we're going to be doing some comms as we always do for a bit of fun. I've had my fair share of commentary in overtime, commentating both PC3 and PC2. I also commentated the PC1 debut drivers race when I was like injured, so I couldn't race. I did a bit of comms out there. Anyways, who we got on this grid, I have no clue to be honest, but we'll just figure it out as we go, as I normally would. Um, yeah, I need to check Discord real quick, but my internet connection is so fantastic that yeah, I can't get on Discord. So this was a problem I was having yesterday. As you already know who's first out on track, and we're not sitting on board with him again. We're going to sit on board with someone actually from the tier. Is Cienko actually in the tier, or is Cienko from F3 reserving up? Yeah, why not? We'll go with Cienko. Why not? Maybe he's reserving up or a reserve or something, then that's not my problem, to be honest. Anyways, we have 16. We're meant to have a full grid. Apparently, as it started to rain. Hello. Oh yes. This is going to be spicy then. Because people are going to have to get their laps in as quick as possible, mate. As watch us confirm that Senko is an F2. Fantastic. I'd also like to know what I've been DM'd by Quill. But unfortunately, I don't really want to tab off. And my phone's not loading it, so yeah, just type it in PCF2 chat if it's something important like. But yeah. Oh, there we go. What VC you at? I am in Comms VC ERO. Bosh. Anyways, here we go then. Track's getting slippy, and if well, Mitch is gonna have first priority here, but the track's already like the rain's already settling on the track, so that's a bit of a problem. As I don't think the soft tyres are going to be very good for the whole of the lap, as yeah, the rain has absolutely chucked it down here, a bit like in real life, ironically. Works quite well, to be honest. Chucking it up over his Radion, just about able to still take it flat. I don't even know. I don't know what these times are going to be like. Mitch is in such a good place right now in that Williams, as he's a solid 10-15 seconds ahead of everyone else, so he got 10-15 seconds better track conditions, which realistically should be enough of a gap to stick him on pole. But Sector 1's mostly a straight line, which ain't ideal for having that advantage, as DRS is now disabled, so anyone starting their lap now is in the mud. As someone who is mudded, and it's not a surprise to me personally, is Marko Dordovic, as we know. Can't drive a car clearly. It's fine, Marko likes to banter me, so I'll give him some back. It's just quite funny, to be honest. As into the final sector we go here, on board with Cienko. This Aston Martin's catching up proper fast, and Cienko's doing alright. As Mitch will be first across the line here in the Williams. I'm expecting no one to... people will be close, but Mitch really should be on pole. The 53.0 on... Can Inters beat that? I have a feeling Inters are faster than that. Cienko's nearly binned it out the final corner. Hold up. Oh, Mitch's time for it. 7 thousandths off there from Eren Englames as Crocs goes P4. Simon Carstens, or I don't even know, goes P4. Displaced on out the top 3 by Darius Bodian, and I think that's the end of quali, I can't lie, as Wodger's shouting some absolute waffle in F2 chat.
It's to do with me.
There we go. Nice. Finally, you have rules.
Yes, I finally do have roles.
This qualifying's basically not over because a lot of people didn't get a lap in, but I'm also not sure if... Do you know what times?
To check files to see how much grip there should be on different tyres and then guess what lap time. Actually, I don't think I'll get an accurate guess lap time.
I don't know if Inters can go faster than a 153.
Probably. I will go check my data now to see.
I think it'll be close. Certainly.
I'll go check the tyre compounds.xml.
If they can't, then Mitch is on pole, essentially. F3 driver on pole in F2 as he drifts it through the exit of Stavelot.
Where are the intermediates? The ultra soft. Oh, and the intermediates. That's the hyper soft. That's super hard.
Anyways, we have someone here. I think this is Michal Markowski, I want to say. I don't know his first name, I don't know anyone's name in here, to be honest. I'm just making it up as we go along, as Marco seems really happy that I insulted him. Anytime. Right, who we actually got in this tier then? Oh my, what is going on there? There's cars all over the place and Markowski's being invalidated. I don't know if that's going to be this and next. The answer is it is, so double 8 lap for the Aston. A bit depressing for him, can't lie. I mean, it's the first person setting a proper lap time on the Inters will be Martin Rusnak in the Ferrari, which is a bit of a random one, to be fair. Like, I'm not used to people being in different cars. It feels like a lot of the time they stay in the same car. But yeah. Alright, anyways. Let's get the YouTube stream shut up, see who's telling me to shut up already. Someone probably is. But yeah, interested to see how the Inters do compare.
So, when the tyres have about 83% of the grip of the brand new softs, that is roughly when the crossover is between softs and Inters.
Yeah.
So 83% of the grip, how does that correspond to lap time?
Not a clue.
Yeah, not a clue either.
Mitch seems to think quali's over apparently, and he doesn't think that there's enough grip anywhere for people to improve on Inters. But I think we're going to see that proved wrong here by Rusnak in the Ferrari. I'm saying...
It'll be a fruity lap time.
That does work, yeah. Nice one. I reckon we're going to see a 52 on Inters by someone. Nice. Marco might be taking the mick out of me, saying fair enough constantly. Fair enough, Luke, good one. It wasn't me who made the joke, Marco. You're giving out false awards here. I think you should have a word, Quill. Marco's getting it wrong and not giving you the credit where it's deserved.
Okay. I'm just looking at game files that estimate lap time. That's the most nerdy thing to do. And if you're not doing maths on stream, uh-oh. This is not good.
Maths on stream ended really well in the past.
We need a compilation of maps on the stream.
Yeah, that's a good point. Watch. Go through season 7 and 8 and just find any sort of mass on stream moments. You'll find plenty of me and Quill.
Like, me estimating whether someone's tyre will blow up.
Yeah.
And I literally need a calculator. Like, when I'm driving, I can do this all in my head completely fine. Also, when we're spinning the car. But when I'm having to speak, it's like impossible, and I need my calculator. And even then, I sometimes press the wrong button.
I think the Inters are fruity enough for pole, you know. At the final corner, it's going to be close. It's enough, 52.7 for Rusnak on the Inters. Now that changes everything. Unfortunately for Mitch, if he'd have been out there even maybe 5 seconds earlier, he would have gone faster than 53.0, but yeah, the Inters look quick enough, but some people can't beat it. Adam Bradshaw falls 5 attempts short on his first attempt, which isn't ideal as everyone else is invalidating. Someone who hasn't invalidated, however, is Adam Matuziak, who chucks it through the bus stop chicane and up to the line. 53.6 goes behind Bradshaw. He saw Dino invalidated, so did Sai Taroon. So we'll go for Richard Martin instead in the Ferrari. Into the bus stop. Very nice, as Sai Taroon's now been disqualified. I don't know how he's done that.
Going the wrong way, apparently.
As Richard Morton 54.0. I'm now interested. Is it just getting wetter and wetter, and they only Rusnak got a good enough lap in on the Inters?
Maybe.
No, I don't think that's the case. As Timo goes to P1 52.2, and Rusnak's improving even more himself here. But he didn't have much battery, just about enough before dropping into the below 10% range, where it's a critical full lap time loss. Is up to the line for Rusnak. It's a 3 tenths improvement, 52.4, and good time. Very good time indeed, as Mitch to the line invalidated 3 seconds down.
Do we know what the weather's going to be in the race?
No, not a clue. Oh, Simon's managed to cross the line before I was able to swap to him. As he's done a 52.9. As Hal Beaker, don't know who that is, but we'll go look at the Discord attendance mark. That'll help me.
Yeah, I think it was a 54 something that got invalidated.
Okay. Absences. Here we go. Okay, it's a Mercedes. So it's either David Bernack or Adrian Uzar. We'll go for
Which round do you think? Yeah.
We're gonna guess for Adrian Uzar.
That was also what my guess would have been, but
Fantastic.
yeah.
We're probably both wrong there.
Yeah.
As Richard Martin's jumped up to P7 with an 8 tenths improvement, but just missing out on the 52s at the moment. But I'm sure as the drivers get more used to it.
PCF4. I think the gap between like first and fourth was like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, what just sent me is the
Sienko's understeering.
Harubika is Uzar.
Oh, it is Adrian Uzar. Oh, we got it correct. Get in.
U and Z in capitals.
Perfect.
Whether that actually means anything, or whether...
Does that mean we have to shout the first 2 letters every time?
Maybe.
Because if so, sure. Anyways, Croc's up to the line with an improvement, goes P6 in the Red Bull. Yeah, as Uzar, here we go. Uzar, can he go pole? He does! 51.9. That's Very nice for the Mercedes driver. And all I can say to that is, who's our current pole sitter? And the terrible jokes continue. This stream's going to be the lowest viewed one out of round 1.
Probably. Even that's probably going to be... Actually, there's 12 watching now, which is more than I had in the entirety of Season 8 and Season 9.
We had 20 yesterday on the stream. People loved a bit of PCF3.
Ooh. Oh, but we've got a grid which is more than 3/4 full, which is a rarity for ERO as of lately. So that might help.
It makes it a bit more interesting when we have some dollies.
Yeah, but Wodge pinged me to say that it was a full grid, and it obviously isn't, so Wodge has frauded me. Although, what I've noticed about Uzar is that I should probably stop trying to emphasise the things that Wodge in capitals.
I hope it's a wet race as well.
The Mercedes has invalidated the majority of laps, so that could be interesting during the race. Maybe picking up some of those 3 seconds and then maybe 6 and then maybe 9. Or maybe even 13 getting disqualified by the game.
That wouldn't be ideal, as Markowski, he's on a bit of an ideal lap, however, no he's not, never mind. First commentator's curse I've done, I think. I don't think I did one yesterday. Oh, and Rusnak's been disqualified as well. He's blocked the pit lane. So that's 2 down with disqualifications.
Oh no, that is not what you want to
do. And
do.
Markowski's retired. How? Oh, everyone's retiring. Hello. And all of a sudden, how many cars are even left in the session? 9 out of the 16. As we just had, I think, 3 retirements and a disqualification within the space of 5 seconds. That's on board with Crocs here. Let's see if he can get himself into the 52s, which I'm sure would be nice for him to do. So as he'd actually jump up to P4 at least, and if he does jump into the 52s, I think there's certainly a good chance of him being in the top 3. As Timo's had enough as well. Crocs 2 tenths down, so I feel like the track conditions have worsened.
Has Timo retired on track?
Yes, Timo has retired on track.
Because I'm now official commentator, I can report that. How mean am I feeling?
Oh, what? If you're an official commentator, you can do it. I mean, I wasn't one yesterday, but I wasn't going to report anything anyways.
I had a race on Tuesday where there was a glitch on my game where one of the bollards at pit entry had just disappeared. And when I pitted, I was like, I'm going to go back through my stream or recording and work out who knocked out that bollard. And the bollard wasn't there lap 1, and no one ahead of me pitted, so yeah, I guess that was a glitch.
I guess Erin Egilmes has gone up to a cheeky P3, so I think he'll be happy with that. Crocs is actually improving. It is the end of the session. I wouldn't know because it's been yellow flags for the past 27 minutes. Longer than the qualifying session actually has been. Although, we're quite lucky to have a qualifying session, because it was realised they'd probably have just sacked it off and said red flag by now.
I've just had a thought. If this was F1 2021, Mitch would have to start on soft. Used softs.
As Bodian goes up to P3, quality lap from the McLaren, as Erin Egilmes is not improving anymore. Adam Bradshaw is mowing the lawns for the event. The groundsman? I don't know if it's a groundsman in F1 as well. The track people, yeah. So here we have Dino. Recently no assists, Dino. Can no assist Dino be better than the Dino that has won the most titles in Ero history, I want to say.
How many?
Multiple constructors, Season 6 constructors, Season 7 constructors, I think Season 8 constructors as well. Season 7 and Season 8 drivers title. That's 5 titles Dino has won. That's close. That's got to be either joint or the most. You would think.
That is quite a lot.
That's a lot of titles.
But this is an invalidated lap time, and it wasn't even that quick if it was valid. So Dino in the mud.
As Matusiak also literally in mud, as he was on the grass there. And someone's retired. That is Adam Bradshaw in the pit lane. So, very good.
If Matusiak doesn't hit the retire from session button now that you're in the piss, I'll just be sad, because we'll have to wait 30 seconds for the car to get pushed into the garage before we can do the next thing.
And the Red Bull team don't look to be in any sort of a rush, and they're taking their time.
Yeah.
Hurry up, because we want something actually happening. I've been pinged again. He's pinging me this time. I'll scrap him. Gold crashed in the pit lane because of his cat, I've been told.
Oh.
Good. Big up that cat, and I hope he does the same in the race.
Do you want a safety car or something?
Safety cat.
Safety cat. Safety cat.
Yeah, it's quite interesting seeing everyone on inters and then just Mitch on softs in the stands.
How many Dino had lag spikes that cost more than a second? And this isn't even crossplay's fault, because we don't have crossplay enabled.
That just sounds like my PC, to be fair, with screen freezes.
Yeah, I think it's a skill issue.
Yeah, I agree, to be fair. I'll fix mine, so that's good.
It's dry for the
boring.
race. What tyres will we see?
I want it full wet so we could see, I don't know, 6 cars sideways up Eau Rouge, although you never know, you might see 6 cars sideways up Eau Rouge, and with the new ghosting system of, we don't like to ghost until someone's drove into your side pod, if one person near the front messes it up, then, yeah, it's not
but
going
at
to look
least the
good.
nice thing about this game is that Radion is actually flat, unlike last game where it was very sketchy.
Yeah.
And then you also have the OP slipstream.
I don't have to do a moment of silence today for the countdown timer at the top saying that there's 30 seconds until the session starts. Because that was great to see as a commentator, because I'll be able to prepare myself for when the lights are going to come on. And now, I can't. And I think it's stupid that they've removed it, and they need to add it back. Because instead of adding stuff to spectator mode, they just keep removing it, and making it even more difficult to commentate. Whereas, you know, I'd love something like Ultimate PFAs. Here we go.
True.
And the lights are on here in Spa for ERO PCF2, and we are underway, and it looks like a good start there for Uzar, as he's going to be under pressure from Timo around the outside, and the McLaren's gone straight into the back of him. That's Bodian. That's not like Bodian to do that on the first corner of the season. As we see side-by-side action between Erin, Egelmez and Crocs. Up Eau Rouge and Nate through Radion, and Crocs is going to come out on top in that particular battle as Timo still side by side with Bodian here, and he's also got a good run on the Mercedes of Uzar, and going to be side by side into the late com chicane. Bodian taking all of the curb on the inside there as everyone's getting involved with the scraps early on here as Simon fended off Crocs for P4, and that's Matusiak making a move on Mitch for P7. Mitch electing to go for the hard tires off the start, and
Unlike Mitch.
yeah, I know, he's normally on softs. It looks like he might have damage because he's understeering a lot. And
That might just be the hards.
It could be the hards.
The wing looks fine.
Yeah, his wing looked fine yesterday, but it was damaged. And he seems to be really struggling. like every
I like
single
bike.
corner. Oh, Sienko's lagging, and he's inside gold. Or Adam Bradshaw, I should call him. I keep calling him by his nickname. Yeah, Mitch is really struggling here. I have a feeling there is definitely damage to that Williams. Because this isn't like Mitch to miss every apex. As the front two fighting, Haas has
Oh
been
my
pushed
gosh,
off track.
Dino's just going around the outside. Dino just lagged back, like.
Oh, and then the Alfa Romeo's lagged back through. Welcome to the I don't know, the lag
Bradshaw
Grand
just
Prix is
gone deep.
Bradshaw, and now he's just bodied, just straight into the side of the Alpha Tower. We have that. Could be damage
So they're
on the
side by
Alpha
side
Tower.
for the lead.
Yeah. There's just a lot going on here, and they're going to be side by side up Eau Rouge. Does anyone fancy backing out? Probably not. Oh no, the Haas does. Congratulations for being clever. As side by side down the Camel Straight, then round the outside it's going to be for Timo, and brakes later, but he didn't actually brake later. I'm just chatting rubbish. But he might look down the inside into Bruxelles or
Now just wait
Brussels
for DRS.
or whatever one you want to call it. All I'm saying is the top 7 are kind of gone as we have side by side through No Name. And now into Puon between Aaron Ilgamez and Simon here. And Simon seems to be struggling considering he's on the softs. He's lost some places, which isn't ideal. As further back, Saitaroon putting pressure on his fellow PCF3 teammate here. While also being under pressure from Dordovic, who I'll be looking to improve on his crash from qualifying. However, he didn't have to start at the back from that. And,
Side by side through Blanchimont, although the Mercedes backs out, probably just waiting for DRS, which is a bit powerful on this game.
As everyone just drifting the bus stop chicane, which sort of shows what the F1 game has become on this edition. You will cook your tyres completely doing it though, so I wouldn't recommend it particularly. I'd recommend driving safer, not spinning up the rear tyres and following other cars, not really being too aggressive to be in the lead of the race, making sure to keep out of the slipstream because engine temperature is actually something that matters in this game. And I'd say that's essentially just a recipe for success if you do all those things. Not crashing also helps. But you know, that's just a minor insignificance compared to the other components I've just mentioned about how to not be bad at racing. But I'm not sure if people in PCF2 will know all of this, to be honest.
Yeah, although I'm looking at the batteries and they're mostly similar.
Yeah.
Although Matusiak does have more than everyone else.
That's
The Red Bull is at the back of the train, and being at the back means you don't have someone attacking you, which means you can save battery more easily.
I can Matusak saving battery, saving tyres. A nice casual drive. Just watching the chaos unfold. He's not going to drop out of the DRS range. As Mitch, who didn't get a penalty early yesterday, has picked up 3 seconds on lap 3 today. Maybe because he probably didn't do any sort of preparation for this race. If I had to guess.
I thought yesterday was preparation for today, right?
Nah. Mitch doesn't work like that. He gets a full factory reset as soon as it hits 12 every single day. Everything that happened the day before is completely irrelevant. As Timo here putting the pressure on Uzar, up over Region Radion.
Well, I think Darius might have the measure of them both.
He could certainly have that, as maybe not. He's not deploying battery like Timo was. Timo used a lot of battery. But Darius will be up to P2. And the front 7 all still within DRS, although Aaron Egilmez Sometimes he's getting close to dropping out that 1 second window, but with how closely compacted everyone is, I think they're all sort of tripping over each other and keeping each other close by slowing each other down. But since they've all got the RS and sort of just slingshotting past each other constantly, it's not allowing the likes of Richard Martin to get close, as the gap just keeps expanding to the top 7 at the moment, to be honest, and I don't know. I think we do have quite a clear top 7, as I'll tell you something, Timo's on it here, he's running away.
Yeah.
And Bodian
I
has
think
put
they're all
himself
going to
in
be blasting the battery.
Yeah, Bodian's put himself in a spot of bother there, as he might not give the RS. Yeah, I don't think he's, yeah, no chance he's getting DRS from there now. As Uzar, I think, will be just wait for the Kemmel straight slingshot past Bodian, and then you're back in DRS. And well, we know from before Uzar was able to stick closely to the back of Timo, so you know, as Bodian seems to have just randomly used a lot of battery on the exit there for no reason, because the
Probably
DRS
to try
connection.
to close in.
Yeah, I mean, it'll help Uzar out, and it'll help him in, I guess, the long-term health of the race, in terms of if Bodian doesn't want to fight it, which he shouldn't do, because that'd be a stupid idea, as I think it's better for him to just allow Uzar to try and close that gap back, although Crocs is trying it down the inside and is now just driving into the back of the McLaren. But he has got the move done, although I don't think Bodian will be too pleased about that one, I'll be honest. But yeah, it looks like Timo's just essentially just faster.
What does David mean by Mitch taking the Hugo line?
Basically, there's a driver in the RO Season 9 called Hugo Nelson who didn't hit a single apex all season. It's a new record. Watch doesn't even know of this record. He didn't hit one apex at all in the whole season.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's just like some sort of curse.
I'm wondering if there's a small amount of damage on Bodian's car, because that McLaren ain't looking very quick.
What happened is they just swapped on realistic performance real quick. Only on his car.
If it's realistic performance, the McLaren should be driving past everyone now. Except the Red Bulls.
Well, unfortunately, realistic performance on this game has the McLaren in 8th.
Ah.
So,
Not
you know,
second.
no. Although, from real life, we'll know that
Matuzak was like revving out 7th gear so hard. Through like Vadion. Dino's got 3 seconds. This has not been a good race for the
whole
former champion.
team.
Although Matuzak's now up into 4th, although might have to use a bit more of those battery reserves to close up to the leaders.
Yeah. I think Matuzak's maybe got a bit bored of everyone and is like, you know what, I think I'm faster than you, so I'll just go past and try to close it in. As Crocs actually has managed to get ahead and certainly is closing that gap to Timo. The gap was 1.7, it's now 1.3. So maybe Crocs is the hero everyone needed in this situation, although he's also nearly dropping Uzar here, so maybe he's just going to run off with Timo into the distance and no one's really going to challenge them, as everyone's battery percentages are a bit depleted for this stage of the race, I will say.
Mitch has 87%.
Mitch normally has a lot of battery. He had more than everyone who was around yesterday. And that's just, you know...
That's a very early pit stop.
He's in. No Simon.
Now I need to know Max on stream. What were his tyres on? About 42%, so... is a 2-stop viable at Spa?
No. It's a soft hard. Although,
Mediums are just way better than softs at every track. Well, mediums are way better than hards at every track. I don't know why you wouldn't take the softs a bit further and go for mediums.
I'll be honest, I disagree with you on the mediums better than hards at every track. For some reason, whenever it's the middle range of compounds, the C3 as a medium always feels terrible for me.
Actually, I really like C4s.
I like C4s, I like C2s, C3s are terrible.
I like C1s, although I really like C1s on 22. Like,
C1s
really.
are alright.
C1s
C5s are just
C5s.
melting material.
Yeah, they feel like F1 2021 C5. C5s are actually alright on 22. I thought.
Yeah.
Like the C1s on 21, they hit 30% and they're already dead. Feels the exact same this game. I really like the C4s. The only hards that
Crocs,
quote
he's
like
kept it.
are the... Oh! And then the Mercedes also makes a mistake.
Interesting.
That
Well,
might
can't
allow
get in
PSR Evan Agilmez to close in. Although it seems like none of them are gonna get the OS. Maybe apart from Matusiak and Bodian are.
Uso's made it in now, but it's a bit too late now.
Yeah, and Timo's got the most battery out of everyone. Like everyone except from Timo is flashing.
Crocs is on 0% there at one point. So I think if Timo just wants to use a bit of the battery, he can just manage that gap. And Crocs, okay.
What happened?
Just drifted it round Bruxelles.
Yeah, I found with that corner that the rears really liked a lot.
Yeah.
It's weird considering it's a downhill corner and downhill corners tend to be understeery, but I guess it's the curb.
Yeah.
And because you're trail braking quite aggressively and also the brake migration. As you start to trail brake and ease off the pedal, the brake bar shifts slightly towards the rear.
To be honest,
It's probably a very nerdy thing to say.
With how the track design is at Spa, wouldn't be surprised if it counts that corner as uphill, considering it's not been changed since F1 2014 or something. This track just needs a whole... Throw it in a machine, leave
What's
it there.
worse, Spa or Mexico?
Spa. I think there's just so much with Spa that's so different.
Yeah, so should we do a lap of what's wrong? Firstly, you're missing the gravel trap.
Yeah, that's gravel trap.
Secondly, that wall on the left is way too close.
Yeah.
That's
Up here, you
two
haven't got
issues.
the new designs off the runoff area where it's red
Yeah,
and
the
yellow.
runoff isn't wide enough as well.
Yeah. You haven't got drain covers that can burst there either.
Yeah. And then you come into this corner, the curbs are all wrong. In this game, you can fully use the curbs track limits, which you couldn't really do in last game. But in real life, you don't want to mess with the curbs.
Into Bruxelles.
This corner's probably the least bad, but then
no
this
name
one,
inside curb is literally thin in real life.
yeah, the wall is like 20 meters further back, and there's also the alternative layer which is just missing.
Who on? They're just missing the grandstands everywhere.
And there's
no
also
Max
the gravel.
Verstappen stand either.
There's a gravel trap there as well.
Yeah.
This corner, the curbs are completely wrong,
Yeah.
as with every other curb.
Then you go around Stavolo 1 and Stavolo 2, you can immediately see that wall's not there.
Yeah.
So get rid of that wall. As we now head through Blanchimont and into the bus stop chicane. And that is well, essentially a lap of what's wrong with Spa.
Yeah. bus stop's actually not too bad.
Sector 3 isn't that bad. Sector 1 and 2 are in dire need of assistance.
Did we talk about Mexico? So at Mexico, there's a corner in the middle sector, which on the F1 game is a full throttle curve in qualifying. In real life, it is brake and downshift 2 gears. And you're doing it about 100 kilometers an hour faster on the game than real life. And I do mean 100 kilometers an hour. And also I think that... Oh, that's a bit dodgy from the Aston Martin on the Mercedes. If you were watching, and now the PSR Evan Egelmes has got past Uzar. But I'm not sure how happy Uzar will be, but also Matusiak's now entering the fight. As we have yellow flags, there's a spin, and Vujnak's dropping
There's
back.
2
It
spins.
seems like Markovsky is also around.
Contacts, maybe? Markowski's
Dino's
beached, I think.
also...
Yeah, he's beached.
That is not great. As Bradshaw's now got 3 spins for multiple warnings. As Markovsky's retired.
Is that retirement on track?
You are allowed to reset track if you are beat. I've forgotten how many penalty points that is now because they keep changing the rules.
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, but no safety car as of yet. But in the battle for third, Matusiak's gone very deep in turn 1. And will not be able to go for an overtake, but we can ride and ball with the Mercedes. You isn't really able to do anything.
Yeah. Not really anyone's able to do anything here, to be honest, at the moment, as we do have a bit of a double McLaren something going on, with a Ferrari exiting the pit lane on top of them all. As Adam Bradshaw's fuel light's on.
I think you can save fuel at Spa.
Yeah, probably. And he's currently sitting behind cars, so probably will help a lot. So are we going to have 3 wide here? No, we're not, but we are going to have the Cienko looking for a move on Bodian, which he can't get, and now he's under pressure from Richard Martin in the Ferrari. However, Martin can't really find a way through on the exit of Les Comtes, so we'll just have to wait for now.
I think Bodian is getting away in the newer tyres.
Yeah, I think Martin really wants to get past and join Bodian.
That might have been a bit of a track limit exploit from Bradshaw.
He almost made it 3 wide as well. Is Cienko going? He's actually made the corner. I didn't think he was going to. With how
but they are going really slowly.
Yeah, they've lost 2.2 seconds, 2.3 to Bodian, 2.4 in also, just a sector. Although it is a very long sector.
Is in the pits. Although you can see that on the timing screens.
Yeah, where's he
Bradshaw using battery. This is an interesting place to use battery, and I think he is going to be able to make the move here around the outside of Cienko.
He's on the exit of the corner. Cienko right behind Richard Martin. I don't think Martin wants anything to do with these two right now, but I don't think he has much of a choice as Cienko's fuel light is also on. So they've underfueled together, and they're now hunting the Ferrari together. Are they going to be able to get past this question? Bradshaw wants to get past Cienko, and they're both going for it.
Richard Martin's using battery though.
I think it's still going to be 3 wide. It is 3 wide, and there's contact, and there goes Cienko. And Martin and Bradshaw side by side, and still side by side. Into Bruxelles, Bradshaw goes deep, Martin swoops on the inside, and you go. As,
Someone just put their V's in.
yeah, I've just literally seen that.
Got deported to North Korea.
Had to escape in the afternoon.
That's probably that's one of the weirdest attendance reasonings.
Yeah, certainly.
What's the weirdest attendance reasoning you've seen?
I don't know, I'm gonna ask him to tell me more.
I think there was, what's his name? Frederick Ellis. Do you
Locked in a
remember
shed.
this one? Yes.
Locked in a shed.
That was like a year and a half ago. And I think that might have been my first race. When he got locked in
Oh,
a
there we
shed.
go. That's a lovely bit of contact, and Uzar's got a bit too attracted to the rear end of a Haas there and hit him round. And
Yeah,
the
but there's
Haas.
this DRS thing, so the heart.
Oh,
That is a weird place to let someone by.
I don't know if that was an attempted brake check or.
I think it was letting someone pass, but you can just let them pass in the DRS zone and give them slipstream. This does not make sense. And also, if he did that before the detection point, that would be a bit sly.
Yeah.
In all honesty. Also, Dino is in the pits again. This has not been a good race for the two-time Drivers' Champion.
Yeah.
Also, Crocs has... I think Crocs is the net lead of this race. Apparently, European Racing Organisation, I told him to let Simon pass. No, you let them pass on the straight. Like, by doing that, it's really dangerous. And I think if I was the car behind, I would have rather that you'd allow a DRS pass. Because then you gain time in the slipstream. And you gain time, yeah, you just gain time in the slipstream. Whereas with this, like, that's just dangerous the way that the Haas let the car pass.
I'm currently discussing this geezer's escape from North Korea with him because it's quite an interesting topic. And I'm interested
also,
to know more.
All of the leaders are in the pits and they've gone for soft, interestingly, compared to Crocs, who is on hards.
And Timo's ahead, even though he's boxed later.
Yeah, but the question is, how many laps are left? 9. What's the wear per lap? That. I think the softs will just about make it without it dropping off the cliff. But Crocs tires will definitely be better at the end. But will they be good enough?
Find
Now
out
is
soon
the
on
question.
Ero PCF2. As Uzart back past Karstens there in the Haas, and yeah, that's all I've got to say about that one. Is Mitch looking for a move on Dordovic? Well, Mitch, full Brexit down the inside and don't leave him any room. He didn't do what I told him to. I was hoping Mitch would just slam him in a ball because it'd be deserved because it's Marco.
Why does Marco deserve that?
You don't need to know, okay? Marco attacked me personally, so yeah.
When? Was
many
his first
times in
attack?
PC2 chat.
Ah.
Many times, and yeah.
Who's
No, I
steward
have
for this
this,
tier?
I don't know.
I think steward for this tier was me until I told Wodge that I told him previously that I wasn't stewarding a tier. And now it's in limbo. But the rule is that the verdicts must be done within 24 hours of the deadline closing.
I say what we do is
Has
we take all of the
Simon-
reports and we just stick it on r/sim racing stewards and let them decide.
Great. Also, I think this Simon might have intentionally had a really bad exit out of the final corner to do some DRS shenanigans, although Matusiak seems to have gotten good enough traction. Although he hasn't been using enough battery. And now the Red Bull's flashing, and the Haas is going to have that slipstream and DRS, and it'll go side by side, and I think Matusiak just has more grip.
Yep. as Simon nearly bins it, but he doesn't. And those the 8-lap old hard tyres aren't really, you know, looking too good right now. I'll be honest. They're not ideal for the current situation. So they're going to be what, 15, 16 laps old by the time he crosses the finish line at the end of this race. I just to see has anyone else got the fuel light on that I haven't noticed so far. We know Bradshaw has. We know Sienko did. I've just watched Rusnak go flying into a gravel trap and then lag back onto the racing line. Dino's just not having a good time. I feel like Dino doesn't particularly like Spa. As Timo sets the fastest lap, I think the previous fastest lap holder was Mitch. Would I be correct? Yes, I would. He goes a whole 8 tenths faster than what Mitch could achieve. And
Wow.
there's a 44-1.
Now I've got an interesting question. Will Dino get lapped? If Dino keeps driving like I saw him go through those corners, I think that's a yes.
I'm not too sure. This guy's story about his trip to North Korea is getting a bit strange now, so I feel like I'm going to disengage my participation with the conversation. Oh, I meant to say discontinue.
Is it as interesting of an excuse as I got locked in a shed, firstly? And secondly, how accurate is it? Because I can actually believe they got locked in a shed excuse.
The locked in a shed one was correct because it was at a garden centre. I wonder what garden centre it was. Do we reckon it was like a Dobbies or something? Because there's a few of them around the country, I know that. You've probably never heard of that because in London you probably have some interesting garden centres compared to the north, where the garden centres is a few plants and a bit of water. And maybe a pond with a duck in it. Maybe a little bird on a tree outside.
But PSR Evan Gilmez has now caught up to the back of Fox, although according to my calculations, those tyres are about to fall off the second cliff. Yeah, there's the first 2 cliffs and then a bunch later you have the third cliff, but I don't think they're going to hit the third cliff. However, I think the softs this lap are going to start flying. Well, it's a simple DRS pass right now, but Fox might be able to stick in DRS of the Aston Martin and then just sit back and wait for overtake.
Yeah. As is Stoldovic going to be able to get past? Snaping the Williams. You would expect him to be able to, considering Mitch is a PCF3 driver and Dordovic is a PCF2 driver. But he's having quite a hard time, to be fair, at the moment. As Mitch tried to switch back, then popped a drift and caught it very nicely. So, fair play, Mitch. As it's not swapping. My shift button was not working. No, it's working.
Yay! Working buttons.
Woo!
Did anyone watch the Formula E race today?
I probably wasn't awake. I don't know. What
No, it
time
was
is
5 PM.
Oh, was it?
It was a bit dramatic. I can imagine, like, it's a different type of drama to Abu Dhabi 21.
I've got sticky keys. Oh, and I've tabbed back onto Rusnak in the barriers.
Will that bring out a safety car? I don't think it has.
No. I dislike sticky keys.
But Matusiak has been able to get past Uzar.
Who's our race leader? Not him.
Bradshaw has also got a 3-second
Oh.
time penalty. That's an
Yes.
interesting snap.
Yep, as Bradshaw's still not made it back up on fuel yet. As Mitch, of course he's re-overtaking Marco, it just, you know, was obvious that it was going to happen.
Bradshaw half a lap down on fuel?
I don't know. Sienko's, oh no, that's not Sienko. Sienko's still
Yeah,
down on
Bradshaw
fuel.
is like half a lap down on fuel, so he's got 12 seconds to Mitch. But there's going to be a lot of lift and coast.
I believe Sienko is 0.12 laps staying on fuel. That says. Yes, Bradshaw is 0.4 on fuel. You got
Yeah,
Timo's
not
plus
ideal.
0.3, Evans plus 0.6, Crocs is plus 0.9, Matusiak plus 0.5, plus 0.7 for Uzar, Carstens is plus 1.6, Bodian's plus 0.4, plus 1.3 for Morton, Mitch, oh, I hate the Williams, plus 0.7, or plus 0.8 even, Dordovich plus 1.2, who's actually dropped out of DRS of Mitch and failed to make the chicane.
Racing line. Although Seiterman doesn't copy one of the PSF4 drivers and just drive into the side of Marco.
Boring.
Left-hander.
Boring.
Yeah, it is boring.
We need more action.
Yeah.
I'm literally sitting here looking at people's fuel loads, and that's my entertainment currently. Dino's got plus 0.62. Very nice.
Dino isn't a lap down yet.
Woo. Quite far from it, to be fair.
Yeah, so Dino's doing better than feared.
And that's with no safety cars as well. As
Yeah.
I've got the hiccups, good. What a great thing to have right now.
Also, Crocs is on the verge of dropping out of DRS. I think Crocs has dropped out of DRS for this straight. Although Evans seems to have gone a bit deep.
Fox is going to have to use that minor amount of battery he's got stored up, which is still better than Aaron's, to try and get back in the range as Dino. Not having a good one at all.
I think Other Watch has just about got within DRS at the detection point. And will be closing in. Although these hards do not look like they are the tyre to be on. I'm being completely honest. But Matusiak's able to get past the Mercedes, although it has a time penalty. So Uzar, who I think started on pole right.
Let's have a look at the position changes. Yes, correct.
Yeah, not the best race, although the clouds do look a bit dark, although I don't think that will make much of a difference. As now Marco's got 3 seconds.
I mean, it might make a difference with how wet it got in quali. Like in one lap, or half a lap, it went from bone dry to completely soaked the whole track.
Yeah,
So,
I guess
if it started now, then people might get a bit slidey and it might get a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But that means it'd have to start right now and be as lethal as it was in qualifying. As, well, we have just 2 laps to go here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. And Crocs is still trying to get up into P2 here, ahead of Aaron Egelmes. However,
I think if I was
it's
Crocs, I'd want to sit behind one more lap and try to save as much battery as possible, although saving battery is quite hard when the drive ahead is this quick, although you just need to wait for those softs to fall off.
I don't think waiting is particularly an appealing option right now, as Uzar back past Matusiak, which, I mean, Matusiak got a penalty, so it's more just having the pride on track to be able to be ahead. So let's have an Adam Bradshaw fuel update. Minus 0.3, which means he's going to run out. Where? He's got 1.4 laps of fuel left.
Why isn't he lift and coasting?
I think his strategy is make it as close to the finish line as possible, as fast as possible.
No, but if you do small lift and coast, they cost literally no time, and they save a decent amount of fuel.
I don't know, but whenever that goes to 1.0, it means where he's going to run out on the final lap, and I'll evaluate if Mitch is going to get past. He's going to run out about here.
He's still on 1.1, although it is 1.8 kilometers.
1.0 there, okay. So
Stavolo to the bus stop.
I think, can you gain 10 seconds? Oh no, Bradshaw, oh, he only needs to gain 3.9 because Bradshaw's got 9 seconds of penalties. Yeah, he'll be fine then.
What about Thai to we should be looking at Vojnak even.
Yeah.
Although not that they're going to get any points, then Proctor's life has just become a lot easier, as Evan has now gotten 3 seconds, and also Fox has just steamed around the outside of the Lacombs with the DRS. However, Matusiak is unable to get past Uzar.
I think all of our action's going to be shifted back here now a bit, to be honest. As Slider nearly puts it in a wall on the exit, which is going to mean that he misses out on DRS from Mitch.
That is a lot of penalties.
Yep.
Further back.
So, oh, there's another penalty for Bodium, which actually does put him behind Simon then, I think. Yeah, it will.
It does.
Unless something miraculous happens in this final lap, as it needs to be a half a second gain for Bodium. Which, to be fair, can he do? He's close. He might do this, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. As side by side final corner, Timo's going to win the race, but Aaron trying to get past Crocs can't do it, as that's going to be pretty much the finishing order. Has Bradshaw run out? Bradshaw's on 0.0. I get his fuel's gone.
Yeah, his fuel's gone.
As here we go then, Mitch and Saito Run are going to be on the charge now to get into that range, as everyone else is finishing the race, but we want to see how this is going to unfold. It's 9.0, 8.6, 7.9, yeah, they've got this.
I don't think Marco and Vojnak.
They're not going to get the position, but they're going to get it on penalties. And well, Side Run's not going to get it on penalties, I don't think, is he? He ran it as well, so he doesn't get it. Dordovic gets a point. And Rusnak to the line, jumps both of them for P11. And finishes only 0.4 off Marco. And it is raining.
Is Dino going for fastest lap? Yeah, I think Dino and Cinco are going for fastest lap, but it started raining.
As Richard Martin's been considered as a retired car, and so has Rusnak. Apparently both Ferraris have retired, although I don't think they have. As Cienko did a 44.6, Dino To the line. No. 44.234. Misses it by a tenth. Dordovic gets driver of the day, undeserved. It's just, I really hope Marco watches this back. But yeah, there's your finishing order. Timo wins. Is his name even Timo? That's the question. It is Timo. Brilliant. Yeah. Let's get all the finishing order. I'll wait for the penalties to remove themselves. But yeah, just for anyone who's doing the standings, Richard Martin needs to go up to P8, so that'll drop Mitch and Dordovic down, and Rusnak finishes ahead of Bradshaw, which will be P11. So yeah.
I think Bradshaw bungles the fuel strategy.
And
Like looking at the gaps, he was
Brexit.
like so close to Marco, and if he just did a bit more lift and coast, did it a bit more efficiently.
Well, that is the end of this race. I don't even know what race is next week, to be honest. I don't participate in this league. I just turn up and do comms for vibes because Mitch is here. And that's literally my only reason for
I'm not
commentating.
driving next week as well. Is it Britain?
I don't know. I might be here. I probably won't. I only did it this weekend because I'm bored, and I'll do a few more. Maybe in the future if I'm bored. But I don't know how often. I'll be bored. So yeah.
Yeah, it's Britain next week, then Austria.
Yeah, saying then.
Then Spain, then Zandvoort, then Monza, then the Qatar Airways Gran Premio del Mese del Emilia Romagna.
Qatar Airways del Made in Italy. Very nice.
And then there's the Bahrain GP, and there's the Abu Dhabi, which might be interesting with the tyre wear. And then it's Qatar, where I think more drivers will be running into fuel issues than in this race. Because you need to start, if you're in clean air, you need to start with about +2.5.
Yeah.
And then there's Brazil, which is the finale. Are we going to end the stream here?
Yeah, we are.